You got schooled with Penny and Martin, the real and raw about today's education.
Listener discretion advised, not for the faint of heart.
Nor the easily offended.
Welcome to You've Got Schooled. I'm Martin. I forgot who I was.
Well, I'm Penny. This is episode 12.
Yeah.
We have entitled this episode, State Assessments.
Suck it! Oh, man.
I don't see the need.
I don't see the need. Is that like a subtitle?
Yeah.
Okay. So this week, and last week, and the week prior, and the week before that.
And last year, and the year before that, and the 3 times for math testing, and I was fast bridge.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to have to redo this?
No.
No. Okay, we're going with it. So we have had state assessments for the last
32 and a half years.
For this year, the last 3 weeks. 4. 3.5? 4. What's the... I think we're going to have to redo this.
Ouijan-Boo. No, we're
What's
not.
Ouijan-Boo?
Ouijan-Boo.
Oh, Ouijan-Boo. I still don't know what that is.
It's in Korea, isn't it?
I've never even heard of it.
I think it is.
Bippity boppity boo. Okay.
See, we look so much better and brighter.
I'm glad we can
and awake.
Be happy at the beginning of this.
I know.
Because
tornado about blew us away this morning.
Oh, yes, we had horrible rain.
We
I felt
did.
like a drowned individual. My hair was literally soaking wet. Hence is why it's
beautifulness.
Whatever this is going.
I'm recycling on day 3.
Oh, there you go. Little baby powder here. Little baby powder here.
I know, right?
Okay, anyways, back to assessments.
Yes. State assessments. We hate them.
We do.
Can we just be honest? This is going to be a quick episode of nothing but honesty. Because why do we do state assessments?
We are told because it's for funding.
Partially, I think. Yeah.
Have you ever seen those numbers?
No. Well,
do you know how it's broken down?
It scores.
But is it like, okay, your school is 27% over the state average, so we're going to give you 27% more.
I don't really even think that's how it works.
I don't know how it works.
I don't think it does. I think it's just a measure of how that we do. And if we don't, and the benchmark isn't where it needs to be for so many years in a row, then they come in and do like an audit type of thing. And then if it's still not, because remember the movie Lean on Me?
Lean on me when you're not strong.
And I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Back to assessments.
Sorry.
So we have to take them every year. And it's
English every year, math every year, science.
It's every year, but it's not every year for the students. Okay. So freshmen don't do
science.
Nope, don't do science. Do they do English?
No, they don't start until they're sophomores.
Okay, so sophomores
we're talking high school. Of course, they take assessments when they're in elementary school and junior high. But
so sophomores do their English language arts one.
Juniors do.
Juniors do their English language arts. And then juniors do their science. Do they do their history as well?
Yes, of course.
And
then seniors even have some kind of history
one that they have to do.
thing. Now listen,
and then math.
Not only that, and we're talking about state assessments, but how about just testing in general? Okay, we do some kind of general testing. We used to do map testing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do fast bridge testing 3 times a year. 3 times a year, and that's for everybody, even the seniors now.
Yep.
And so we do, to grab a benchmark, we do it the first week of school every fall, and then we do it the week of finals.
Or the week before. For winter finals.
For winter finals, before Christmas break. And then we do it again at the end of the school year, plus state assessments in math and English. Tell me how absolutely idiotic that is. Please tell me. Go ahead. You have the floor. Tell me how stupid it is.
Very.
Seriously.
It is.
It's terrible.
I don't have.
Because this is my thing. We talked about this last Friday when we shot this episode, and all of the sound was it was crazy. So we just said, screw it. We're just going to forget it. I cussed in that episode, by the way.
You did.
I did. Anyway.
And your face turned really, really red.
I was so mad. Like, I was so
Like, you kept
mad.
inching towards the camera. I might find some of those bloopers and throw them in at the end.
I was so mad. Like, I have a humongous soapbox that I get on when we talk about state testing, because this is my thing. We are all asked at individual times during our plan period to monitor state testing. Also, we have to take a test ourselves to be a moderator for the state assessment test.
Yes, every year.
Anyway, so I moderated math this year. Now, when I say this, I want to make it very well known. I'm not saying anything negative about math. We need math.
Yes.
Right? We need math. But as I'm moderating and looking over the shoulders, walking around the room of the students that are taking these tests, I feel myself starting to get disgusted, like mad.
Why?
Seethingly mad. Because I think to myself, I have my slippers on.
Oh, I didn't know if you were kicking around your Tupperware down there.
No. Funny. I'm looking at these problems and I am thinking to myself, I've never used this. I have never used this. Who needs this? Who needs that? Why are they testing over this stuff? Oh, let me round it to English, right? I said this on the last thing. Studying Shakespeare is something that is in our state standards.
It is.
We have to know a sonnet. We have to know the rhyme scheme. We have to know about Mr. Shakespeare. I think it's pretty cool that he came up with some of the English language that we use every day.
I bite my thumb at you, good
I
sir.
bite my thumb at you, good sir. Are you biting your thumb at me? I'm not biting my thumb at you. Are you biting your thumb at me? I'm biting my thumb at you. Codpiece. Right? Shakespearean insults are fun.
Yes. Miss you, Heather.
Yeah. But please tell me, unless you're going to be an English teacher,
When are you going to use
when
that?
are you going to need that? Why do you need that? Right? Why do you need to know iambic pentameter?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be a poet? Okay, well then, can't you study that and learn about it? We don't need to know that. But by golly, we're asked about it on the state assessment test. You have to learn how to read. You have to know how to write. Are our state assessment tests, like let's just take the math for instance. Are our state assessment tests asking students and assessing them on if they know how to read a tape measure?
I don't know.
How about, can they go to Macy's or the grocery store or whatever and figure out what 35% off of a sale is? Can they do that? Are we being tested on that? Are we testing our students on the importance of having good credit and how you even develop a line of credit? Are we testing our students on the differences between a term life policy and a whole life policy? Are we teaching our students what withholding is and how to fill out a W-2 and what that even means? Are we showing them how to fill out a job application? Are we giving them good interviewing skills? Are they being tested on that? Because that's all the stuff that they're going to need to know.
I honestly don't have any idea what's on a state assessment. Like I literally have no
I
idea.
only know because I've stared over the shoulders of people as they're reading them.
Yeah, I've stared over the shoulders of some of our kid because I proctored science, and so I kind of looked over their shoulder, see what it was, and I felt really bad because all these people have to take it. However, we've got and we give incentives. So us as a school gives the incentive if you score better than the state average individually, you get exempt from a final. If you score as a graduating class or like your 10th grade class, your 11th grade class over the state average, you get to be exempt out of a second final. And so as I'm proctoring the science one, I have a student, one of our foreign exchange students. She has no idea what some of this stuff is. And she looks at me and I go, I can't help you. And she can't understand it. So I asked our admin about it and she goes, she's just kind of put in there. They don't have it in any other language, and her score is not going to affect our scores. But still, imagine being a student and not knowing what you're reading.
Yeah.
We've also, and there are accommodations for some students, but not always. And so it's, our struggling readers
Right.
being able to read it quick enough they're not timed. I mean, if you don't finish it, you get extended time to work on it. But still, I mean, going in, knowing that you're not doing well on test, period, but then knowing that this is a huge emphasis on state assessments.
Yeah.
Because we've made it that way.
Well, and I'm very sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. It's been designed like that. Our educational system is designed like that.
To scare you.
It's designed, well, not only to scare students.
No, but staff.
Or staff. Yeah, I am not defined by my students' test scores.
No.
And I refuse to be defined by my students' test scores. It has no bearing at all what kind of a teacher that I am, or any other teacher for that matter. I cannot make a student sit down and score well on a test. And I am sorry, but those tests and our educational system is all by design to produce little robots that are able to sit and do the same monotonous crap for 8 hours a day. And it really makes me mad. We are pushing kids out like herds of buffalo. Can you do this, and this? And did you do really well on the
Check mark.
ACT so that you can get a whole bunch of money for college? And I just get so mad about it because we are not forced in our curriculum to truly teach our students what they need to know to be prepared to enter into the workforce and be really great human beings.
Yeah.
We're not. And a state assessment test does not define who a student is, what they know, what they're capable of, and what they're going to be, and how well that they're going to succeed when they get older. And it ticks me off that they stick them in a desk and stick them with this test and say, this is a measure of what you know and how good that you are. Way to go. And stick them in a box like that. It makes me so mad.
Well, I think about how I was when I was taking these state assessments in high school. And at that point in time, they were Scantrons. And I know you and I have talked about taking tests, ACTs, whatever. At that point in time, I didn't take it seriously.
No.
I didn't understand the point of it. I had already had test fatigue. And so I'm just going down it, making little pretty designs all the way down, not realizing that the implications of it and the scores later down the road could assist the school. I didn't think about that. But again, I don't know how it's assisting the school.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
They're teenagers.
So I get it. I get it. It's not that I don't want you to try on it. I want you to try.
I'm not saying that because still, you and I were just talking yesterday, I think in your classroom when I came in. I'm not going to say that the job of a teacher is starting to become obsolete with the emergence of AI. That's not what I'm saying. But what I did say is I want to continue to teach my students how to write really, really well and dig in and show grit and tenacity when they write and about what they're writing about and learn it. But I'm going to be very honest. With the emergence of AI, they don't need to do it. I want them to because it helps with your whole entire brain function and it helps you grow as a person.
Problem solving.
Problem solving, yes. But
critical thinking.
Critical thinking. But you have to on some sides of it, you have to think realistically too. Yeah. You have to think as a realist. Are they going to do that? I just graded papers today that I know have been created by AI. I know without a shadow of a doubt because my students don't know this kind of vocabulary or vernacular. Yeah. But what I can do is teach them how to be accountable and teach them what expectations are and teach them that there are consequences for your actions, which we just talked about, yep. Even if you don't like it. I can teach them to hopefully know the difference between right and wrong and take 4 steps maybe towards making a better decision. Because in the grand scheme of things, that's what life's about. When they get into the job that they are going to choose to be in, they're going to be molded and shaped by their own supervisors, by their own company, as far as what those companies need and want from them. And those things come from having grit, perseverance, tenacity, grace under pressure, being responsible, following through on something, being accountable and responsible, right? So I think we really, as teachers, need to kind of reshape our thinking as far as not so much, I'm not saying the pedagogy doesn't matter. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I'm saying with everything that's coming down the pipe, we kind of need to revamp the way in which we think about what we're teaching and why we're teaching it. Yeah. I was just talking to my American Lit class yesterday. We're entering into propaganda, and being really honest about some real world subjects that they're completely and totally
oblivious
to.
Even though it's right there in front of them.
It's right there in front of them. So those are the things that they need to be aware of, and those are the things really that I think that teachers kind of need to revamp their way of thinking about the reasons why they're doing things in a classroom.
Right.
I think students can learn more from failing grade than they can from whatever their failing grade subject came from.
Right.
So I don't know. I am not a big fan of testing when you add up the numbers. If you've got a sophomore who's doing 3 reading tests a year through FastBridge or math, and then you add 2 days of an English state assessment test, because there are students who take 2 days to do it,
right,
and 2 days of math assessment tests, you're talking,
and junior science.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot
on top of everything else that they have to do, and then telling them that their measure of a student is by what's on a test.
Yep.
And it really makes me crazy. I don't see the need. I do not see the need. And
you would think that there would be other ways of determining funding other than...
Well, I think you and I need to do some research on that, and
'cause I
see
have
if
no
that's
idea
what it's based on. I know that we crunch numbers, when we're sitting at a PD day and those numbers roll across the table. We talked about this yesterday morning. Like, if the MAP scores go down, listen, I know that it's not a measure of me as a teacher if MAP reading scores go down. I know that without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
But you put it out in front of the whole entire school and say, look how far our reading scores went down from the fall of 2022 to fall of 2024.
English and the reading teachers.
Who do you think
are going to be
are going to be, I mean, who do you think people's eyes are going to turn to? It sure is the crap not going to be the math teacher. It's going to be the reading teacher. I don't have any control over what my students do. They might know the material, but they don't want to sit down and take a reading test, people. Do you not understand that?
let alone 4 or 5 of them.
Let alone 4 or 5 of them.
On top of the quizzes and tests that they have.
Click through. Click, 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 click. I did that as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give a flying flip. You really think these kids do? And I don't blame them. I don't blame them whatsoever at all.
And I think that's why our school tries really hard to give them the incentives.
Right. And that's great. That's great. But
yeah. I know I just showed up for the snacks and the drinks.
Snacks and the drinks.
Snacks and the drinks.
Snacks and drinks.
We even got pizza.
I'm quite a bit older than you are, though.
Yeah. I also went.
Days we didn't even have snacks.
I also went to a 6A school, so it was like they catered in.
My grandma.
Here's Olive Garden. Do well on your state assessment.
My grandma packed my lunch. She made the bread. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that old.
My grandma made bread.
I just said grandma. I don't even know why. Because grandmas make bread. Moms make bread too.
Yeah, my mom made bread.
I don't know if my grandma made bread. I'm sure she did, but that's not the thing that I remember. She made a really good meatballs and rice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my word. Meatballs and rice.
Sounds lovely.
That conversation took a turn quick.
It did. Okay.
State assessment tests. I don't see the need.
You can suck it.
I don't see the need. There's
Well,
not a need.
We'll do our research and see if there is a need.
There's still not a need for state assessment tests. I don't care what you
They've
say.
got it. They've got to figure out the funding. I need
to
to know what the funding. Like, is it funding? Is it really funding?
I don't think that has anything.
So are they just lying to us?
No, because funding pretty much has to do, with your enrollment and that kind of thing.
So they put money on heads. Okay. Okay. I do have a shout out. We tried to do a shout out last week.
We did.
Okay.
It just didn't work out.
So we're going to shout out to them now that they have gotten really good scores at their. Yes. So our choir.
Our choir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ran by Mr. Xavier.
Mr. Desweiser.
Desweiser. We always have a hard time. I can say it. I can't spell it. It's okay.
Sorry, we had some interruptions. Lakeside.
Let's
read who the winners were. Or not just the winners, but...
Do you want to do... We can probably do names, but not full names.
Trent got a 1 for his saxophone. Now, listen, when we're talking music and regionals and state, 1 is the best that you can do. It's like, mwah, right? Mm-hmm. 2 is still really great, though, too. It's excellent. 1's like outstanding. So Trent got a saxophone solo, got a number 1. Brett,
Mm-hmm.
tuba solo, number 1. Lakeside Singers got 1s. Good for Lakeside Singers. They are very VIPs.
Mm-hmm.
They are quintessential VIPs. Lakeside Treble Ensemble.
I didn't know we had a treble ensemble.
Ensemble. Lakeside Tenor and Bass, 1s. And we had some 2s. Natalie for her solo got a 2. Sydney saxophone solo got a 2. You guys are awesome.
Good job,
It was an incredible day for y'all.
Yep.
Congratulations. The other shout out was Mr. Brody B.
Oh, yes, our winner.
Our winner for our
swag
first
bag
giveaway for our swag bag. That was a post on our IG and Facebook page.
We're using acronyms.
Yeah. IG for the OG.
I know what that is now.
You still don't know how to work it.
I don't.
That's okay.
That's what we have you for.
I know, right? Good for something. So Brody won the first giveaway for our swag bag, and our giveaway number 2 post has been put on social medias. So go look for it if you want to take part in that for the second giveaway bag. You have to be following You Got Skooled on our socials. One of them, you have to like the post and share it, and you have to tag somebody in it. And
if you don't have one, You can always borrow someone's.
Yeah, borrow somebody's and let us know who you are. That's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, so do that, and we will draw for that tomorrow. In a live,
And
Facebook
then
Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live.
Is there a Facebook Live?
There is a Facebook Live, but we usually always do Instagram. So.
And then you can pick up your bag on Friday.
Yeah, pick up your bag. Got some good stuff for
Ask
it.
Brody.
Yeah. Now listen, after this, we'll have 2 more giveaways, which equals how many, Chelsea? 4. That's right, 4 giveaways. So out of those 4, we're going to draw for the granddaddy prize.
So
I think
you
it's pretty
have a 25% chance if you're one of those 4s.
I would love to have can you imagine a 25% chance of winning the lottery? I would totally.
This is about as big.
I'll tell you what, it is bombastic.
We love it.
Big.
Ew, I like that word.
It's the bombastic. It's the bombastic.
We've been very musically inclined.
I know,
I think
right?
Mr. Xavier's kind of assisting with that, with his wonderfulness. Okay.
And then the last one.
Business of the week.
A business of the week. And it is Chateau Wag. Coming to you from Amber Fuller and Chateau Wag. Find her on social media, on Facebook. She has a Facebook page there. And we're going to link her email and Facebook at the end of the episode. They make doggy treats and clothing of all kinds for your doggies.
And they're completely holistic. I even tried one of the muffins.
Right. It is. It's all.
It was a bacon one.
Human grade. Did you like it?
It wasn't bad, actually. A student and I both tried it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she wanted to try it, and then I felt bad, like, oh, I can't
Who
allow
was the
my
student?
She knows who she is. She's in my advisory.
Whisper it in my ear. Oh, yeah.
And so I couldn't allow her to try it without me trying
Well, sure,
it.
I get that. Now, Amber did give Chelsea and I free samples of her doggy muffins. And
and
nose ointment, and you'll probably put it on their pads.
I think
too, their
I
paw
think
pads.
it is.
And I have been giving Dakota a little piece of that muffin every day, and it is.
My dogs do like the
lip
full body,
good, right?
The full body wag.
Like, oh,
it's not just the
Chateau
tail.
Wag, Chateau Wag. Chateau
Is that why
Wag,
she named
Chateau
it that
Wag.
way? Because it's a full body wag.
I don't know. Awesome name though.
It is.
Chateau Wag. Facebook. So go look her up and give her a follow. And if you love your doggy, they'll love Chateau Wag.
You should make a commercial.
I know, right? We should.
With their dogs.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
a commercial.
Guess what else we have going on? Did you all know? Did you know?
I don't know.
You Got School has a brand new website.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
www.yougotschooled.com. And it is a fantastic website.
Yeah.
Chelsea made the website.
Thanks.
It looks fantastic. And
your QR's not here. Never mind.
It's not.
It's over on the door.
It is. So I'll tell you what, it is a one-stop shop for everything You Got Schooled. All of our podcasts are on it. There's hilarious biographies of Chelsea and I on there. You can subscribe and you'll get notifications for whenever something drops. And also we have a merchandise shop that's coming soon. So be looking for that too. And the other thing is I know that this is still a small following, and we're hoping that hopefully in the future that isn't going to be the case anymore. But maybe you have a small business too that you would like to have mentioned or reached more people. If you go to www.yougotschooled, remember that's with a K.com, and you scroll all the way down, there is an area for you to put your business and a phone number and an email address. And let us talk to you about what we can do for you as far as advertising goes, because we like to do that kind of stuff. Not only are we teachers and podcasters and all of that stuff, but we love graphic design and we love to mess with stuff like that. And we're pretty cheap.
Yes.
Right? So
Kind of.
I'm
not cheap.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
price-wise.
we'll put it on our social medias, and I always share everything to my personal one as well, so it does reach quite a few people. So let us help you out. You'd be helping us, and we'd be helping you, and we can help each other out.
There we go.
So everything there is on our website, so go check that out too.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think so.
State assessments, boy.
Hey, it
Sucking.
started up hype, and then we got kind of deep, and then we are now happy again.
Yeah. And there is officially 26 and a half days of school. So I am really,
Final countdown.
Shaka-ding dong dong. Shaka-ding dong. Shaka-ding dong 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 dong. Shaka-ding.
I think this is where people start turning it down.
Back away from the microphone. Sorry, Marissa. All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay. Final bell.
Final bell. You got schooled.
Deuces. I don't know. I snort a lot when I laugh. But they talk about our snorts and our wheezes
Who
and
does?
the kids.
I can't help it. That's the way I laugh. Developed a diaphragm.
Well, I wish I would tell my pony cake that. Testing. That's perfect. Maybe you should put I need a sink or dishwasher.
Testing, blue, blah. Dee 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 da da ba. Shakam bum bum ba dee 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 dee. Ba da 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 dee dee dum bum bum bum. Get 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 go ma. Ba da dee da 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 dee doo doo dee da da dee dee doo.
We need to get Spangler in here. Sounds like you're cleaning a window.
It was my scratching. Okay.
Oh.
My hair is what? No.
Whatever. You don't even. You just lie. It's the size of a Buick on my chin.
Let me see.
Don't even. I know that's the face. What is that?
It's like a freckle. Just looks like a little freckle. A
Looks
little.
like a wart.
It's a beauty mark.
Sounds like you're cleaning a window.